Good morning. Let's calculate the equivalent resistance of this circuit between the nodes A and B. So we are going to calculate the equivalent resistance between the two nodes A and B. So let's start. As we see here, R6 and R7 are in series, so we can add them together. This is the first step. Second step, we see that R9 is in parallel with the 2. This is second step. Now we can add R8. This is third step. And now we have R3 is in parallel with these. So this is the fourth step. Now we can go the other side. We have R1 and R2 are in series. Fifth step. They are in parallel with R5. This is the sixth step. And we add R4, and this is the seventh step. The eighth step is these are in parallel with this. It means that here they are in parallel as this is the eighth step, and this is the equivalent resistance between A and B. Let's call this R1 prime. This is R6 plus R7, and this is 8 plus 12. This is 20 ohms. R2 prime, we call this. So this is R1 prime. Is in parallel with R9. R1 plus R9. This is R1 prime 20 times R9, which is 30 over 20 plus 30. That will give us 30 plus 20. 1 over this times 20 times 30. Give us 12 ohms. And now we add R8 to R2 prime. We call it R3 prime, R3 prime, plus R8. This is 12 plus 8, which is 12. This is 24 ohms. Now we have R4 prime. This is R3 prime in parallel with R3. This will give us 24 times R3, which is 40, over 24 plus 40. This will give us 24 plus 40, 1 over, times 40, times 24. This is 15 ohms. So we calculated this side. Now we calculate the other side, which is R5 prime. This is R1 plus R2, and this is 16 plus 40. This is 56 ohms. R6 prime, this is R5 prime in parallel with R5. And this is 56 times 42 over 56 plus 42. That will give us 56 plus 42, 1 over, times 42 times 56. 6, we have a result of 24 ohms. Now our 7 prime, we add our 6 prime plus R4. This is 24 plus R4, which is 6. It's 30 ohms. Now we calculate our 8 prime, which is our equivalent resistance, and this is our 4 prime, which is in parallel with our 7 prime. That will give us 30 times R4 prime 15 over 30 plus 15, and this is 30 plus 15, 1 over times 30 times 15, and this is equal to 10 ohms. Alright, now we can go, if I have time, we can try to calculate equivalent resistance between A and C. AC, so we'll start from this side, or this side might be first. This is R1 plus R2 are in series. First step. Second step, they are in parallel with R5. Second step. Third step, we add R4. Third step. And in parallel with R3. Okay. And then we add R8. We add R8. This is the fifth step. Okay. Now we go the other side. We'll have in parallel, we have R6 plus R7. This is sixth step. Seventh step is in parallel with R9. Seventh step. And the eighth step, these two are in parallel with this. Okay, this is, so let's call this one R1 prime, R1 plus R2. This is 1656 ohms. R2 prime, this is R1 prime in parallel with R5. 56 times 42 over 56 plus 42, that will give us 56 plus 42 times 56 times 42. That will give us 24 ohms. Now R3 prime, we add R2 prime, we add R4. This is 24 plus R4, which is 6. This is 30 ohms. Now we can calculate R4 prime. R4 prime. This is R3 prime in parallel with R3. And this is 30 times R3, which is 40 over 30 plus 40 will give us 30 plus 40, 1 over times 30 times 40 will give us 17,143 ohms. We calculated R4 prime, R5 prime. This is R4 prime plus R8. This is 17.143 plus R8, which is 12. This will give us 29.143 ohms. Now we calculated the equivalent resistance this side, so it's 29.143. Now we calculate this part, which is R6 prime. This is R6 plus R7. R6 plus R7. This is 8 plus 12. This is 20 ohms. And now R7 prime. This is R6 prime in parallel with R9. This is 20 times R9, 30 over 20 plus 30. This will give us 20 plus 30, 1 over, times 20, times 30. This will give us 12 ohms. Now, the equivalent resistance, which is equal RIAC, this is R5 prime times R7 prime over R5 prime plus R7 prime. This is 12 times 29.143 over 12 plus 29.143. 29 point, and this will give us 12 plus 29.143, 1 over, times 12 times 29.143, give us 8.5 ohms. This is the resistance, the equivalent resistance between the point, the node A and C. And that's it. And thank you.